Right, so this one. All right, good afternoon and welcome to the June Hogs and Pigs briefing. My name is Lance Honig and I serve as chair of the Agricultural Statistics Board at NASS. This briefing is for the Secretary of Agriculture and other policymakers at USDA to better understand the content and context of today's report. We're very pleased to have Dr. Seth Meyer, USDA's chief economist, join us as Secretary Designate today. I'd also like to express our appreciation to two of our field staff who were instrumental in assisting us with today's report. Juan Alvarez works out of our Sacramento office, and Lisa Prickett, who works in our St. Louis operation out there. Before I turn things over to our presenter, I have a few notes for our live streaming audience. The Hogs and Pigs report is considered a principal federal economic indicator report. The Office of Management and Budget provides specific guidance on how this important report is to be released. OMB statistical policy instructs policymaking officials to refrain from making public comment regarding the content of this report within 30 minutes of its release. Therefore, we will not be taking questions from the public during this briefing. NASS staff are available for phone or email questions, and NASS will host a social media event at 4 o'clock Eastern time today. We strive to have everything presented at this briefing match the official record. However, should there be any discrepancy, always refer to the official published estimates. With that, I'll turn things over to Travis Averill, Chief of the NASS Livestock Branch. Travis.
Thank you, Lance. I appreciate everyone joining us here today for the June Hogs and Pigs report. So first, I'd like to provide an overview of the June 2024 Hogs and Pigs survey. On the map are the sample sizes for the 28 quarterly states. You see there's 4,524 operations surveyed this quarter. Data collection started on May 31st and finished on the 15th of June. Normal collection methods were used to gather data through mail, telephone, internet, and face-to-face interviews. The primary data items collected were inventory and inventory by weight groups, along with sows farrowed, pig crop, and pigs per litter. This table provides the quarterly revisions for U.S. hogs and pigs. All inventory and pig crop estimates from June of 2023 to March of 2024 were reviewed using final pig crop, official slaughter, death loss, and updated import and export data. The table has the initial estimate, current revisions, the net revisions, and current estimates. This is the second opportunity for revisions to December 2023. All hogs and pigs for December 1, 2023 is a net revision increase of 0.7%, and current estimates at 75.5 million head. For the pig crop September to November 2023, the net revision is a decrease of 0.2%, and current estimate is at 34.5 million. This quarter was the first opportunity for the March revisions in all hogs and pigs on March 1, 2024. Net revision is a decrease of 0.3%. Current estimate is at 74.3 million head. For all hogs, for all March 1st, all hogs and pigs is at 74.5 million, up 1.3% from last year. Breeding hogs is at 6,008,000 head. This is down 3.2% from 2023. Market hogs are at 68.5 million, up 1.7% from last year. In the bottom left corner, we have the top 5 states listed there. Iowa's number 1, Minnesota's number 2. They're both up 3% from previous year. North Carolina is in third. They're down 3% from last year. Illinois is number 4. They're up 5% from previous year. And Indiana wraps up the top 5. They're down 1% from 2023. The bottom right-hand corner is a chart of the U.S. quarterly hogs and pigs inventory from 2015 to present. The June inventories are represented by the orange squares, and the previous quarter for March is the green diamond. Here's a map of the United States for June 1st, 2024 hogs and pigs inventory with comparisons to 2023. The top number is inventory is a unit of 1,000 head. The bottom number is a percent change from previous year inventory. For the 16 published states, half of them are in blue, half of them are in red. The blue states are the ones that are increasing from 2023. The darker the magnitude of the color, the larger the percent change is from 2023 inventory. Those that are in red, they're decreasing from last year. A couple notes to take away from this map here. There are 3 record highs: Iowa, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania. Those are illustrated by the pound sign following the inventory number that's associated in the map. As I stated on a previous slide, market hogs is at 68.5 million head. So let's look at the breakouts of the market hogs by weight groups. For less than 50 pounds, we're at 21.6 million head, up 1.4% from previous year. The weight groups for 50 to 119 pounds is at 19.2 million head. This is an increase of 1.2% from previous year. The 120 to 179 pound weight group is at 14.6 million, up 2% from last year. And then the last group is 180 and over is at 13.1 million. They're up 2.5% from 2023. Below the table is the quarterly distributions of the weight groups since June of 2021. Next, we have the sows farrow for March to May 2024 is at 2,944,000 head. That is up 3,000 head from previous year. Note in the March hogs and pigs report, the second intentions was at 2,915,000 compared to the first intentions in the December hogs and pigs report at 2,907,000 head. For the second intentions for June to August 2024, sows farrowing is at 2,963,000, down 2.5% from prior year's actual farrowings. In the previous quarter for March hogs and pigs report, NASS had first intentions for the same quarter at 2,987,000 head. For the first intentions for September to November 2024, sows farrowing is at 2,945,000. That is down 17,000 head from previous year's actual farrowings. At the bottom is U.S. quarterly sows and farrow, U.S. sows farrow chart since 2015. Sows farrowed from March to May are the green squares. The second intentions for June to August is the orange diamond, and the first intentions for September to November is the purple triangle. Pig crop wean from March to May 2024 is a little over 34 million head, an increase of 1.8% from previous year. Pigs per litter weaned is at 11.56, up from the rate of 11.36 from last year and up 0.03 from previous quarter's rate. The chart of the U.S. quarterly pigs per litter from 2015 to current is illustrated at the bottom. Trade expectations compared to NASS estimates as a percent of previous year. Trade ranges are gray. The trade averages are black. Are the black circles in the red squares of the NASS estimates. Of the items on this chart, all hogs and pigs, the market hogs, March to May 2024 pig crop, and first intentions of sows farrowing for September to November are within trade expectations. Where trade expectations are lower for the breeding herd and second intentions for June to August 2024 sows farrowing. The all hogs and pigs chart of ASB first estimates versus final estimates for the last 10 years. The ASB first and final estimates are the blue and red line respectively. The trade ranges are illustrated with the light gray. Just note 6 of the last 12 quarters. The ASB final estimate has been within trade expectations. There is a table of the U.S. breeding herd inventory for the last 10 years and provides the disposition and utilization. The previous quarter breeding herd was at 6,016,000 head. During the current quarter, hog producers slaughtered 889,000 hogs, while at the same time added back 881,000 to the breeding herd. In the current quarter, breeding herd is at 6,008,000 head, which is down 198,000 from previous year. Sow utilization is calculated from the current quarter sows farrowed to 2,944,000 divided by the previous quarter's breeding herd and equates to 49%. The Canadian imports by quarter for feeder pigs and slaughter hogs. The Canadian feeder pigs and slaughter hogs imported for the second quarter of 2024 accounted for 1,754,000 head compared to 1,652,000 in 2023. That is an increase of 6.1%. The Canadian quarter import values are above the respective quarters. Feeder pigs as a percentage of the imports are the light blue. Of the imports from Canada, 71% are feeder pigs or 1,250,000 head, which is up 0.6% from prior year's total of 1,242,000 head. Where slaughter hogs as a percentage of the imports are illustrated by the darker blue. Slaughter hogs accounted for 29% of the Canadian imports or 504,000 head, which is up 22.8% from last year's total of 411,000 head. Next, we have the U.S. prices received by farmers for hogs and corn. The chart provides the prices for the last 10 years. The hog prices are blue, the corn prices are red. The most current prices are for April. The May prices will be released tomorrow in the agriculture prices report on June 28th. To the right of the chart are the hogs and corn prices for the last 6 months, along with the ratios. The 6-month ratios have ranged from 11.1 back in December to the current month of April being high at 15.24. Selected upcoming NASS reports tomorrow, as I stated, June 28th, agriculture prices, acreage, in the grain and rice stocks reports. Next week on July 1st, the care reports for cotton systems, fats and oils, and grain impressions. Crop production on July 12th. July 19th will be cattle on feed. July 25th, livestock slaughter, and July 26th, we have the farm production expenditure report. As Lance stated earlier, I'll be hosting a stat chat at 4 p.m. today to answer any questions concerning the release of the June hogs and pigs report. All reports are available at the NASS official website. I appreciate everyone attending today's live streaming session for the June quarterly hogs and pigs ASB briefing. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. This concludes the live streaming session.